Okay, we're recording in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Beauty Birds podcast, where your birds, Tara and Becca, get together to talk all things makeup and money, and skincare and industry and new releases, etc., etc.
So just
We
like
know all the things. We know there are a lot of big feelings this week following the death of Justice Ginsburg, aka the notorious RBG. But now is not the time to stop the good work we're all doing. And for us, that includes bringing all of you a lighthearted, escapist break to talk shit, laugh, and geek out about a topic that we love. So for Ruth, we say, may her memory be for a revolution. To all of you listening, we say, make sure to check the blog post for links to campaigns and other organizations that need donations and support. And to Tara, I say, what are you drinking and what's on your face?
Well, since we are the daytime birds now, I have a seltzer. It's the brand Bubbly, which I kind of just buy whatever seltzer's on sale when I walk into Publix now. So that is that.
Is that one good?
It's like probably, if I had to rank all of my seltzers, fourth on my list. So it's not like the worst, but it's not the best.
Okay.
It's a little too carbonated and a little too I don't know, it doesn't feel as fresh as, obviously Spindrift is number one, but
yeah, Spindrift and Topo Chico are the top.
They're hard to compete with. What are you drinking?
I started with tea in one of my favorite mugs from Sapling Press that says, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my dog. In which I have Candy Cane Lane, which is one of my favorite seasonal teas. It's decaf peppermint vanilla green tea. But I slept weird and my neck really hurts. So I said, fuck it, it's Sunday. And I have a little rosé spritzer in the form of just some rosé and Topo Chico on top.
Amazing.
To hopefully help with loosening up that muscle that is really angry right now.
What is on your face?
Okay, I know we're talking about a lot of products today in general, but I still am excited and wanted to talk about two things because I whipped out some products I haven't worn in a while. On my eyes, I have the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette, one of the little guys.
Yeah.
I actually did the whole look from just the 9-pan palette. I didn't pull anything else out, and I'm so pleased with it. And yeah. I remember why I was so excited when I first got it. It's perfect for this time of year, I feel like.
Yeah, I love her 9-pan palettes. I feel like the color stories are really easy to work with, and they're really good. They're inspiring. They're very thought out.
I do feel like it's really well thought out. It's got those obviously pinks and corals that it gets its name from, but also there's some solid neutrals that you could do a pop of color, or you could go fully work appropriate neutral look. I can imagine traveling for a business trip, and if this is the only thing I took with me, I'd be fine for both work events and going out to do stuff in the evening.
Totally. Yeah, I'm a big fan for someone who has 0 of those palettes.
I have 4 of them. Lipstick, less work appropriate, though I have worn it to work. I whipped out Dose of Colors Cold Shoulder for the first time this year, which is, I don't know, a purpley grayish kind of color. But I really like pairing it with corally pink, more bright eyeshadow look. So I'm into my makeup today.
I love that color. It's one of my favorite colors for liquid lipsticks and lipsticks in general.
What's on your face today?
So it dropped below 90 for the first time since I've been in Florida. So obviously I went full flannel and dark makeup. On my lips, I have KVD Vegan Beauty liquid lipstick in Witches, which is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks ever.
That's just the black one, right?
It's just the black, yeah. But I just love the formula of it so much because you don't even feel it on your lips. And then for eyes, when we did our episode last week about eyeshadow, was that 2 weeks ago? Single shadows and eyeshadows.
Mm-hmm.
I had my 3 eyeshadow palettes here, and I realized that I don't even use the one that I was talking about that often, which was the ColourPop. Mine is called Smoke Show, but now they've renamed it to Blowing Smoke.
I feel like that's weirder than.
I don't understand why they changed it because Smoke Show made sense. I mean, not that Blowing Smoke doesn't, but I don't know. Either way, I realized I never ever use it, so I kind of just went with a quick smoky eye and black lipstick because it's freezing.
It looks awesome. You look very cute. You
Thank
are
you.
dressed like you're in Pittsburgh still.
You know what? The rain really brought me back to Pittsburgh.
You and my mug are dressed for Pittsburgh. This is from Sapling Press, and they're based in
Love it. I actually went into one of my favorite stores in Pittsburgh was Wildcard, and Sapling Press is carried there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I would go nuts if like I could access all that stuff in person. I would probably buy so much stuff. Anyway,
Awesome.
what are we talking about today?
So we want to do something really laid back and kind of just like talk about our favorite things since it's been such a crazy week. So we're just going to talk about like our most used products for the year and kind of just like, they're probably not the most exciting project. They're probably not the most exciting products, but they're the ones that we end up using at least like once a day or whenever we use our makeup.
I think that's a really great topic because a lot of the hype in like YouTube videos and influencer stuff, we are mostly talking about the fun like complexion products.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the fun color products like eyeshadow and lipstick, or like people get real hype about foundation. But it's kind of the stuff that people like the sleeper products that you rely on to do like the heavy lifting that you use every day, like eyeshadow primer and brow products and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about they're honestly like some of my favorite products of all time. They're just not something that you hear that often when people are just like, let me tell you something exciting. Eyebrow gel.
I'm curious to see if we pulled things from all the same categories.
I think we probably did.
My first thing that I thought of was eyeshadow primer.
Okay.
I use the NARS one. What's it actually called? Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base.
Okay.
I bought this. This is still my first time of like using this bottle. I haven't repurchased it yet. I'm still on the first purchase. You know what I'm trying to say. Yes. I used to use the MAC Painterly paint pots.
Okay.
But I think they're just very hard to apply in a very thin layer.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a cream product in a pot. And I ended up like having a lot of creasing because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb and try something new. And first of all, eyeshadow primer is truly something I use literally every single time I do my makeup. Yeah. And I really like this one because it's got a doe foot applicator. So like very reminiscent of the using concealer for eyeshadow primer situation. But I feel like the formula is thinner while also staying in place. Like it's not liquidy.
Does it dry down to like a matte finish? How is it?
Yeah, I feel like it gets like kind of tacky.
Okay.
And I have it in the shade light. You can't actually see it in the camera, but they do have like a couple different shades of it, which my eyelids are very like kind of red and veiny. And I realize nobody else notices or gives a shit, but I feel like it's very obvious when I have bright makeup on if there's like a big vein.
Yeah.
So I like having the tinted primer.
Yeah, I've never used a tinted one. That actually sounds really cool.
I know what your favorite eyeshadow primer is.
I know. I thought about it because you said you were still on your first one. I've used so many of these. I started buying them and using them in my senior year of college, so like 2014. So I've been using this for like 6 years now.
How many would you estimate that you've bought?
I think I go through not as many as you think. I think I go through like 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No. So I guess
like $10.
Not yeah, just about. It's $4.99 or $5.99 depending on where you get it.
Oh.
So I think in total I've probably bought 12 to 15 of them, but like
that's like a pretty big statement for a product. That's a lot of repurchases.
And this one's half empty. And I was thinking when I was in CVS grabbing something the other day and I saw the Milani one and I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I like held it up and I was like, no, I can't. I am really curious about the KVD one, the new like liquid one that they released because I saw a shaker thing. Yeah.
I thought that was a face primer.
No, it's an eye primer.
Oh.
I know. I'm really curious, but I don't know if I want to spend, like $20 when I spend $5.
I think as much as I really like the NARS one, You probably don't need to spend $26 for a good eye primer, even though I've had this one for about a year now and it shows
Yeah.
no sign of being empty.
Oh, let me rant about this because I told you about this and started talking about other products. So this one is like, I'll take some out. It's like a cream that comes out. So it's like liquidy like that. And then you just rub it into your eyes and it disappears and it's clear kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on my eyebrows, my brow bone, my brow. And then like if I have any extra left on my hand, I kind of just like put it towards my cheeks because I also put makeup there. So I figure why not have like extra primey primer there? And it dries down and like literally it's not tacky at all. You wouldn't even notice it's smooth that whole area, but
Mm.
anything you put on top of it stays there forever.
Okay, that's appealing to me. I really like that the NARS has a doe foot applicator
Mhm.
because I feel like with the MAC paint pot and with squeeze tube, I just can't be trusted to use a small enough amount.
Yeah, I
Um,
usually always draw a little extra by accident.
I think that's part of the reason why I'm getting along so well with the Rare Beauty foundation also is because it's a big doe foot applicator. And so like it's very hard to apply too much. Um, if the Wet n Wild one came in like a tube with an applicator, I would probably buy that next.
It is $5 if you wanted to try it.
I might. We're
Heck, I'll
also
let you mail you it next time.
we're also Wet n Wild affiliates, so there's some incentive there, which also means any brands that we're affiliated with, we'll put those links in the blog post. So any purchases you make through those links, basically we earn a small percentage of that sale at no additional cost to you. And as you can see, we really only team up with brands that we really like. And Tara is obsessed with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer.
You guys have no idea. When Becca told us that, or told me that we got approved for the affiliate code, I basically just like ran around the house screaming.
Okay, what's next?
Um, okay, so the next thing on my little list of stuff is the Skindinavia bridal setting spray. And I have been using this since like 2017, right before my wedding. I bought it like the year before or a couple months before to like test it out. And this is the most incredible setting spray ever. Like you could wear this in a hurricane and like your makeup would just be good. So yeah, this is amazing. It makes your makeup stay all day. And like when it comes to makeup, I typically just set my face with whatever skincare mist I have in front of me. So like the adaptogen from Youth to the People. I've used the ColourPop one. I've used like really anything that's in front of me, I'll set my makeup with. But if I have to go somewhere and like need my makeup to last, this is the only thing that I will use.
I actually really don't use setting spray that much any longer.
Yeah.
Last week I had a couple of meetings and I was going to be out of the house all day. So I actually used the MAC Fix Plus before I did my foundation,
Okay.
which actually I feel like went really great.
Mhm.
But my skin is drier and I feel like sometimes setting sprays are counterproductive. Like
Yeah,
they almost dry me out too much and then I end up getting more oily.
that makes sense.
I do use a setting powder though.
Okay.
I really like, what is this actually called? It's the Cover FX Perfect Pressed Powder. But
Okay.
as I said, I'm a little drier and was having issues with setting sprays and stuff. I use a damp beauty blender or the like Real Techniques sponge for my foundation. And then I've just been using the damp sponge I like put that in the powder to apply
Oh, yeah.
it. And I actually haven't been doing this for very long, but it's working very well for me.
Yeah, I
This like damp powder application situation.
okay. And then you don't set the powder after that?
No,
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know how much you can tell on the camera, but I typically get shiny like forehead, nose, chin. And so I did like the damp sponge powder application in that area. And I feel like it looks pretty nice.
Oh, looks really good. That's awesome.
Thanks. I have a very unexciting product,
Hit
concealer.
me. Okay.
I have gone through so many concealers over the years.
Mhm.
There definitely was a point in the last couple of years where I probably had like 5 different ones open at the same time, like on the hunt for the right thing. I used Shape Tape. I used the Too Faced Born This Way one. I used the Cover FX one. I tried the Uomo Beauty one. I've gone through all of them. On a whim, I purchased the Bare Minerals. What's it actually called? Bare Pro. I don't know. It's a stick concealer.
Oh.
Oh my God. I just broke it. It got stuck. It got stuck and just popped out of my. I had so many lovely things to say about this,
Oh
and I just
no.
broke it. I think I accidentally spun it when it was um, closed, and I like hit the top. Anyway, it's a stick, so I just put it back together. Anyway, it's when it's not falling apart. This is not a great look, Bare Minerals. I will tell you that I like this concealer so much that I'm absolutely going to order a fresh one.
Okay.
It's a stick concealer. It's very creamy, but like not too thick.
Yeah.
So I mostly apply it like under my eyes and like a little around my nose. And then I use like a big dense brush to kind of blend it. And it is like the most I've ever gotten along with the concealer. I use it every time I do my makeup. I use it even if I'm not wearing foundation. Like plenty of times I will just do like brows mascara and concealer and call it a day. I feel like considering that it's a stick, you expect it to be thicker.
Yeah.
And more obvious, harder to blend. And I don't feel like that's the case. And I also feel like it creases less than most of the liquid concealers that I've used in the past.
Okay.
So that's like I might even, if like everything burned in a fire and I had to repurchase all of my makeup, this would be at the top of the list.
You're kind of selling me on it. I think I might want to try it one day.
I'm actually so curious if it would work for you because I know that you have an oilier skin type, but it's like not too dry, but it's not too oily. It's just kind of the perfect texture. It
Okay.
looks very natural. I don't even set it all the time. Like I don't set a stick concealer. It's
Yeah.
I'm a
That's
big
crazy.
fan. I'm gonna order a new one since I just fucking broke this one.
All right. I'm gonna talk about my next one, and it is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow brushes, the like blending brushes,
Mm.
the crease ones. I've had these forever, and I think they were like $1.99 each. And they're
Wow.
super affordable. They're super fluffy. They're like dense enough that they blend things out. And these are like 4 years old maybe, and they are not like fraying or anything. They're in perfect condition. I just thought they were really well made. They have like little notches to hold your finger at it so you don't like slip or anything.
Wow. I want those.
They're really good.
I definitely have way more expensive brushes that are absolutely frayed after 3-4 years.
Yeah, I have two from the brand Japanesque, which I think shut down.
Oh, did they?
They at least shut down their like brush section. They had like a huge brush section in Ulta, and I don't think they sell that anymore. Anyway, I had two of their blending brushes, and they were $20 each, and they're like frayed to all hell and like not in good condition, and like the wood on it is chipping. Like these are plastic, not wood. So all around, big fan of these.
Okay, I'm gonna look
I'm
those up.
Yeah, I use them every time I do my eyeshadow, and these are probably the least exciting thing in this pile in front of me today, but like I'm very excited about them.
I think the least exciting thing is a product that I talk about a lot, actually. I feel like it's objectively the least exciting, but you're not going to be surprised. Benefit Gimme Brow.
Oh yeah.
I'm obsessed. I always go back to it. I've tried so many things at higher price points, at way lower price points. I will say the Essence Make Me Brow gel is great. And I just keep coming back to this ridiculous, expensive fiber tinted brow gel situation. I think the reason they got me back, because for a while I was on the Essence train,
Yeah.
but they came out with more colors and my
The
packaging is
gray.
like falling apart, but it's gray. It's
Yeah.
like a dark, cool toned gray. And it is like the dream for my hair.
I really want to get that because I've been on the search for like a brown gray kind of eyeshadow product forever.
I think they have 12 colors now, maybe
Yeah.
more. Like, I know that brows are kind of a thing for Benefit,
Hmm.
but like Anastasia blew up because of brow products.
Yeah.
I think every product I've tried where Benefit and ABH had a similar product, I have preferred the Benefit product almost every time.
The only one that I think doesn't hold up is the brow gel. I prefer the ABH one.
Like a clear brow gel?
Oh, sorry. I'm like talking about the wrong kind of product. Pomade, sorry.
The like Anastasia Dip Brow.
Yeah.
Um, I've used both, but I guess not really enough to super form an opinion on that one.
Yeah.
But
I
like
was just a bigger
tinted
fan.
gels and pencils and all those other things, I have preferred Benefit. And this is definitely something I've probably repurchased like a dozen times at this point.
Yeah.
So not very exciting, but like this is an essential. I use this every time. There are days
Yeah.
where I do no other makeup besides brow gel.
Same. I also have my Ardell Stroke a Brow on my list of products, which is my new favorite because I used to use the dip brow every single day until I tried this,
So
and this
much
is
work.
it really was. This is so much easier. It's just a pencil or a marker that you like make your hair strokes with, and like pretty much what I always looked for in a brow dip brow type situation brush was like the most fine point brush, and like none of the brushes get you there, but this is literally like a fine point marker tip, and it makes like the finest lines, and it's $7.
I have like a little bald spot in the front of my left brow, and I have Lime Crime and Urban Decay products that are like similar to
Yeah.
the brow marker. But I use them so rarely. It's basically like if we're going somewhere nice, I'll fill in my little patch. So I
Yeah.
think once I'm done with those, I probably will switch to Ardell because I don't need to be spending that much money on a product that I don't use every time I do my makeup.
Yeah, and I don't want to spend that much money on a product that I replace like every 3 months.
There's like a delicate balance there. We've talked about like cost per use before. I feel like with makeup, it's different. Like with clothing and with bags, it makes sense that the product that you use over and over and over, the product that's like your standby every day, it should be a high quality item.
Or like shoes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I think like a lot of people will spend tons of money on like the party outfit or the shoes or the thing that they don't use that often.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the right move. And I agree with makeup also. I don't think it's the right move to spend mad monies on a thing that's like, I only use this like twice a year because
Yeah.
makeup goes bad. But there's a fine balance of how much to spend on products that you are using every day because you're also replacing them fairly regularly.
And there are drugstore brands that make incredible products.
Yes.
So I think this is one of them. I think this is one of those like sleeper products that like, because you think of Ardell and you think of lashes, and like I didn't even know they made this product until I was looking for a brow marker and stumbled on this one and was like, you know, before I spend $25 from Urban Decay, I want to see if I even like a product like this. So I spent $7 and never turned back.
I think 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it was a very different game. And in the last couple of years, the product that like the more affordable or drugstore high street brands, whatever you want to call them, like the gap in quality has shrunk a lot.
I agree. I don't know what the catalyst was for that, but I almost want to say ColourPop
Maybe.
because I feel like they came around and before that it was kind of just like drugstore or high end, or I guess Morphe has always been around, but ColourPop was like, we're not drugstore, we exist on our own. Here's our high quality stuff. It just happens to be really cheap. And then I feel like ever since then it was like, oh shit, we need to be more competitive.
I think you're right. And also, I don't, it feels weird. because like, was this actually happening everywhere, or was it just because I was really getting into makeup at the time? But I feel like 2015, 2016, makeup as a hobby was like really exploding everywhere.
Yeah.
Like peak YouTube, peak influencers, all these things. And I like to think that inspired at least some of the innovation that we've seen from the more affordable brands, because
Yeah.
the mid-range category also exploded. Like
Yeah.
Too Faced and Benefit and Anastasia and Urban Decay, like they really got much bigger. And so I feel like from both ends, high end and like drugstore, we're like, okay, let's try to close the gaps in all these
I
things.
agree. Speaking of ColourPop, I have another, this one's more exciting because it's not like your standard product, but another product that I use all the time that they actually don't sell anymore, so I'm very devastated. Their Super Shock Shadow in So Quiche is like the perfect one shadow, one swipe kind of look.
That's your jam.
It's my jam, and they discontinued the color. I don't know why. It's like the most perfect olive with like a pink shift with like brown and gold and green. It was the most unique shade I've ever seen.
I did not include a highlight in my most used products because it's a category I really love and I have a solid collection of highlighters. But I think this is the only thing I own right now that I've hit pan on is a ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. And
Yeah.
this color was discontinued. It's in the shade Monster. It's that like, it's like a pearly but like iridescent. So there's like some pink in there. As the light hits it, it changes, and I will be devastated when this is
It's
gone.
such a bummer. Like I use this less frequently now that I know that I can't get it again, which sucks because I love this color. But every time I use it, I'm like, I don't want this to run out.
I have two. Okay, well now I have four of the Ritual Defee like cream luminizer products, but I think it started with like, I can't buy ColourPop Monster again. What else can I find?
Yeah.
And that's definitely been like a dupe adventure, which if you haven't already listened to our episode on dupes, I'm doing it wrong, basically. I need to just move on at this point.
Not following your own advice.
Not following my own advice. Maybe unpopular opinion, if I may.
Sure.
Pencils, eyeliner pencils, lip liner pencils. I love them and I use them all the time. I've got a
Wow.
lot.
That's probably not, I feel like it's 50-50. I don't use them at all.
I have a lot of like nudie color lip liners that I use basically always. The only time I really will go for a lip liner the color of the lipstick if it's something really bright like a purple or a red, then I will like try to get pretty close to the lipstick I want to use. But for the most part, I just like don't have very defined edges of my lip line in the corners, and so it just kind of helps me stay in the lines. And then in my waterline, I use a pencil every day. I use a lot of these interchangeably.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of nude lip liners that I'll use as eyeliner for a more neutral look. I used to have mostly Kat Von D ones, and then things happened and I got rid of them all, which generally we don't recommend just trashing products that you've already spent money on, but I was just so upset I threw everything in the trash. So Nick was like, okay, let's replace some things. So I have a lot of Lime Crime and Melt Cosmetics pencils. Mm-hmm. I've got a couple Makeup Forever, a couple Marc Jacobs. I'm so interested if you would like the Marc Jacobs ones because I know you're a fan of the brand overall.
I've had the Marc Jacobs black eyeliner before in like the pencil, and in
this packaging that's like the silver.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that they're lost on me, just because I don't think I appreciate them the way you do. So whenever I have like a black eyeliner, they're kind of all interchangeable to me, and I only use them because I have to for certain things. And like the only other ones that I have are black, white, and then a beige one too, like a skin colored one.
Do you know that colored eyeliner, like pencil liner in my waterline was like one of the first things I started doing when I started wearing makeup when I was like 13?
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember the brand Jordana? I think they've since gone
Or
out of
yeah.
business, but they were like $1.99 or maybe $2.99. But I had like a navy and like an emerald dark green. I had black, but my dad would always lecture me on black eyeliner. But so I would have like jade and navy and like jewel toned pencil liner. It was like that mascara. That was basically it. That was my whole makeup look, is like liner in my waterline and mascara.
Yeah, I never did that. And I feel like I skipped over it and I went to liquid liner instead of pencil liner. And when I was like 13, 14,
I don't have that skill set.
it wasn't a good decision when I was 13 or 14 either. So,
But yeah, I have quite a few, so I can't really pick one. But pencil
yeah.
liner is definitely a frequent flyer product in my collection.
Have you tried the ColourPop ones?
Yes, that actually started this.
Oh,
ColourPop had an eye, like a gel eyeliner pencil called Piggy Bank.
okay.
It's like the most perfect hot pink purple, like middle ground shade. And they discontinued it. And I lost my damn mind. And then I found Kat Von D had a lip liner pencil in the shade LUV. And it was like the perfect dupe. I realized a lot more expensive. Though I think when I did the math, because like ColourPop is affordable, but their products are also very small.
Yes, I remember that.
You did the size, like it wasn't really, it was about the same.
Yep.
And this is a twist up rather than sharpening. So I feel like they last me a lot longer because I don't lose product in the sharpening process. ColourPop later brought back Piggy Bank, and I tried it again, but this just stays in the Kat Von D one, or now KVD Vegan Beauty, stays in my waterline so much better.
Yeah.
I think I have 3 of these in backup because when they changed the name of the brand and she was gone, and I was like, yes, I can buy this again, because I had been using ColourPop this whole time that Kat was kicked out of my makeup collection. Right. They were on sale for $8, and I think I bought 4 of them.
Yes, I remember that. That was like back to the brand.
I have 3 active ones right now from KVD Vegan Beauty.
I love the lavender one.
Yeah, it's called Coven.
Okay.
I mostly use this in my waterline. This shade, like light lavender lipstick, doesn't really work for me. But then the other 2 that I have, the LUV and Sexer, God, I hate that name. Yeah. These I use both in my waterline and as a lip liner when I'm wearing a brighter color.
Okay.
Anyway, so pencils are my thing.
Pencils. We're talking about pencils.
It was a long chat about pencils.
I'm gonna do one that I know that we both have in our pile, which is something we've talked about very often on here. The Marc Jacobs mascara. What is it called? Oh my God.
Velvet Noir.
Velvet Noir mascara. I am on probably my 4th tube of this. However, I've only ever gotten it as a gift with purchase or on the travel size one. I've never spent like the $23 for the full size.
I did once. I think they had a big holiday sale and they had a special edition one in leopard print packaging, and it was like half off because it was like after the holidays. Okay. So I bought 2 of them. I think the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara is probably one of my most repurchased products because I almost always get the mini, which I probably replace like 3 times a year. And I have been using it for years. However, I recently got a new favorite mascara.
Oh.
I don't know that it's replaced Marc Jacobs. I feel like I like them for different things, and I will probably keep both of them in my collection. But I had gotten a sample, a mini of the Ilia Beauty, what's it called? Limitless Lash Mascara. And I feel like it changed my life.
Interesting.
Well, it changed my life with makeup. I realize it's very dramatic. So I love the Marc Jacobs, but I do feel like it's very dramatic. And
Yeah.
I already have kind of long lashes.
Okay.
So like if I have heavy makeup, if I'm wearing like a lot of eyeshadow or like a really intense look or going out for an evening, I love it. I think the Velvet Noir is basically unbeatable. But I have two problems with it. One, I can't use it in my lower lashes because it smudges and gets on my face.
Okay.
I don't have that problem with it on the top, but on the bottom, I end up with like black smudges under my eyes. And if my makeup is very minimal, it sometimes looks out of place.
Okay.
I feel like Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara fills that gap for me of like day wear or like more neutral looks, and I can use it in my bottom lashes.
Okay.
I am that person now. Two mascaras.
I respect it.
You don't. You hate it.
I kind of want to try it now.
Hmm?
I said I kind of want to try it now.
Before I was using the Hourglass Caution mascara as my like less
I remember.
intense option. I think the Ilia Beauty is way better than the Hourglass one.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can show it on camera, but it's kind of that rubberized brush that I think we both tend to like. But
Yeah.
one side of it has like a longer, almost like brush function to it.
Yeah.
So it's like a regular rubberized mascara wand, and then one edge has like slightly longer bristles. It makes for like very long and separated lashes, and I'm a big fan of that.
I'm gonna do one more thing, and this is another brush, and it's the e.l.f. Cosmetics like face blending brush, and it broke, and it's still just like a mini brush for me now, and I still use it every day, and I love it so much. I use it for literally everything. I'll blend in concealer with it. I'll put on blush with it. Blend out some bronzer, some highlight. Like it's my all-around does everything brush.
I recently got a couple brushes. Is one of them e.l.f.? I don't remember. I think I got like a Real Techniques, a Color Pop, and an e.l.f. brush recently. But I actually didn't pick any tools today, even though they are objectively a thing I use every time I do my makeup.
I'm shocked you didn't pick any tools. I thought you were going to, which is why I kind of grabbed my brushes because I was like, you know what, I do use them every day. And if I know Becca, she's gonna bring some brushes.
I thought about talking about the Real Techniques sponge, but I've gone through like phases of not using it.
Me too.
I didn't. I grabbed bronzer instead of brushes.
Wow.
Should I talk about bronzer? Should I grab some brushes?
Tell us about bronzer.
Okay, I've two actually. I've talked about the Hourglass bronzer, I think, to death on here. I have the it's called the Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Diffused Bronze Light. I bought this in 2017. I still haven't hit pan.
Oh, look
I
at that.
use this constantly. The only reason I have a second bronzer at all is because I moved to Texas, and then right on time, Rihanna was like, well, what if we made cream bronzer? I bought it. I have the Fenty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade O2 Butter Biscuit.
Love
It
it.
is. I'm wearing it today. I feel like I didn't have, like, bronzer didn't suit me for so many years after getting into makeup.
Yeah.
And in the last couple of years, it was like, oh, this is not like a universal shade kind of thing.
Exactly.
And it's just become such a staple in my collection and like a thing that I always use because it just like adds so much dimension and shape to your face. I think if it's the right color, you can get some of those contouring benefits while also bringing like warmth and glow without needing to use two separate products.
I agree. I was disappointed because I was really excited to get it. The Milk Makeup Bronzer. I think it only comes in one shade, or it
In
might
like
be two
the
shades.
twist up packaging.
Yeah, there might be two shades of it, but the lighter one, I was really, really excited to use it, but it's very orangey.
That's a bummer.
Was a bummer.
Technically this is a blush. It's the Kaja Cheeky Stamp blush. It's like a cushion.
Oh yeah.
The applicator is shaped like a heart and it
I
like
don't.
presses down. Um, but I got the shade, this is an E27 Spicy, and I sometimes use this as a bronzer as well.
Yeah, I have one of the Elf has those monochromatic sticks that
Mm-hmm.
you can use for like eyes, lips, cheeks, whatever. There's a blush shade that's like very, very bronze that I have that I use for bronzer too.
I love that. I think it's interesting. Like, obviously, brands should make more inclusive shade ranges for even like extreme ends of the spectrum. Um, and I, I don't know if this is like an okay thing to say. Um, it benefits everyone when there are more colors available, because that
Yeah,
means those with darker skin tones have blush and bronzer products that work for them, but it also means that there are more shade options within product lines that we like that we can use in other ways.
I agree.
Like, if you know a concealer or foundation formula is perfect for you, you can just go a couple shades darker and use it as bronzer or contour. Sometimes feel like that's way more um not efficient, but it's just a better use than like going through the process of trying a dozen new products to find a thing that works for you.
I agree.
That was really hard to say.
Do we want to wrap up or do you have any more?
um is this weird to talk about? Is lip balm weird to talk about?
Nope. Oh,
I
you
didn't
know what? I
know.
forgot one of mine.
Do you
Okay, you
have
go.
do you have a lip balm that you deeply love?
Uh-huh. But you go first.
Okay, I didn't know that I could have a lip balm that I deeply love. I have fairly dry lips. I like pick at them and will like peel off skin. It's really disgusting. My mom yells at me all the time. My dad also does it. I have tried a lot of lip products over the years. I was using the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask for a long time in the squeezy tube.
Hmm.
I like had justified the price because it lasted so long and it was really effective. And then Bite Beauty went full vegan, which like fine, but now there's products in there that I have a reaction to.
Oh yeah,
And I cannot use any of the Agave line any longer.
that stinks.
And a few months ago, I saw from an Instagrammer, Haley Barber, maybe? She got sent the Smith & Colt Locked and Lit CBD lip balm. I know I've talked about it in an episode before. And I, in like, flew into a rage and ordered it. And it's honestly magnificent. I use it at night and before I do my makeup. I have like chapstick all over my house.
Yeah.
And I will literally be like, there's a chapstick in front of me, and I will get up off the couch to go use this.
Okay.
I think I'm going to order another one. And we talked about tinted lip balms in a Smash or Pass a few weeks ago. And I was like, I don't really get it. And then you like talked me into it. And I think I might try one of the colorful ones.
Yes.
There's like a glassy rose color. And it's basically like my lips but better shade, I think. But yeah, this is a thing that I now use every day, multiple times a day. I'm really impressed with it. And I know that like the CBD trend has been sort of exhausting,
It has.
but I think there are some brands that are using it well.
I agree.
And I think the Smith & Colt CBD lip balm is great, and the Elf CBD facial oil, like my skin has been very happy with both of those.
The herbivore CBD oil, also the emerald oil, is incredible.
Yes, that's also very good. I just didn't want to buy it because Elf had one for like $12.
Mhm. So speaking of lip balm, I'm gonna end on this one. This is my last one, I promise. Vaseline brand has jarred lip balms that are like the most simple thing ever. They're like $3 and they're just clear and they are amazing. They are my favorite chapstick, lip balm, whatever you want to call it, ever. And there's always one in my purse, always one in the house. But they also have tinted ones that are like tinted with rose or like reddish tints
Mm-hmm.
that are also magnificent and always in my purse.
Are they the ones that look like a tiny little mini Vaseline
No,
jar?
those are Devon's favorite though. These are in like a tin.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I
they're
didn't
in
know that
like a
I've seen
blue
those.
tin. Yeah, they're incredible. Um, really convenient to just like throw in your purse. Like I said, I have a bunch of them throughout the house. There's like one in the bathroom, one on my night table, one in my bag, one in the car. Which now that we're in Florida, rest in peace to that one.
I used Vaseline for a long time and Aquaphor,
Mm-hmm.
and I still I use Vaseline around my hairline when I dye my hair or when I
Yeah,
had hair to dye. But I started like breaking out when I used it on my lips.
really.
Well, because it's like petroleum, and I guess like on my lip line where like my lips turn into skin, I started
Mhm.
having like blackheads and clogged pores.
Oh, that stinks.
But if you don't have that reaction,
Hmm.
it's a great affordable
It
option.
really is. And like that kind of is what stops me from buying the more expensive ones because I have the what is that brand? I always forget the name of the brand, but they're the like sugar tint
Oh, fresh.
fresh. I have one or two of those from like gifts with purchases and like they're nice, but I
I
don't
don't
think they're worth the price.
I don't think that they're that impressive. Like
Yeah.
they're like a nice chapstick or like a tinted thing, but I don't feel like they're actually helping with the my lip skin like flaking off and me peeling and picking at it.
Exactly. And like after I take this lipstick off, because I'm probably gonna take it off after the podcast, like I'll put the Vaseline lip balm on there and like I'll use it to wipe this off and then I'll use it to like, put on my lips afterwards to make them feel better. And like it's just an all around like workhorse of a product that I feel like I use in a bunch of different situations for a bunch of different reasons.
Wait, you take off your makeup after we record?
Just my lipstick.
Hmm. I'm sure mine will come off while I'm eating lunch, but I'm not going to actively go
Eh,
purposely wash it off. It's been kind of nice. This is like the fourth time I've done my makeup in the last week.
wow.
My therapist would be thrilled. Okay, do you want to tell us about how house painting is going?
Oh my God, yes, incredibly amazing. Love it. Okay, so we moved into this house about a month and a half ago, and every single wall was like really dark beige, like a 90s warm dark beige. I can't describe it any other way than like smoke.
Mustard, spicy
Yeah,
brown mustard.
exactly. And like it really just shrunk every room because like there's high ceilings and it's like really nice in here. It's just everything looks so dark and dingy despite it being like a nice house in Florida. So we have been slowly trying to paint every room. I painted the bathroom white by accident and I love it. It's
Wait, by accident.
the color's called Beach House and it was supposed to be like a light beige, but I didn't test it first and I just painted the whole room in it and it's white. But I love it. Now we're working with it. We're gonna make something cool with it. But we also used the color Rococo Beige from Bear and we're using that like throughout the whole house and it makes everything look so much brighter and bigger.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love a white wall. I know my mom is like cringing hearing this, but I'd so much rather like inject the color myself. I love like a light white or like very neutral, cool tone gray, blue kind of color where like I can decide the bright things.
Yeah. So we did a white bathroom, but I'm gonna do like Mediterranean blue accents in it.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see it.
I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm really like jazzed about all this painting. Then we have a contractor coming in November to redo our floors and paint we have the high ceilings where it's like a 2-story ceiling
Yeah.
or 2-story walls. So we can't do those ourselves. So they're gonna do those in November.
That's awesome. I'm
Very
so excited for you.
excited.
I think that's all the things. My plants are doing very well, and
Yeah.
now it's late, and I want to go make lunch.
Same.
So, that was our most used, most shall we say, staple products. The things that we repurchase the most. It's not always the most exciting thing,
No.
and that's okay. Your workhorses don't also have to be like the most colorful thing. You can have both things within your budget.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Let's call it here. Make sure that you are subscribed to wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. follow and like our stuff on facebook.com/beautybirdspodcast. Follow and like and engage with stuff on Instagram at beautybirdspodcast. Don't forget our Patreon /beautybirds. Anything that you're able to contribute to our podcast is super helpful. And we have a new feature. I don't know that if we talked about this, but on our blog, beautybirdspodcast.com, where we write other posts, but also have a corresponding post for every episode. We now have a button in the top right corner of the page where you can subscribe for emails. So every time a new post or a new episode goes up, you can get an email and it'll let you know, and you can click through there to listen to wherever you want to listen to it or watch. That's our things. All right. Yep. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.